Hello guys. How are you all? Welcome to Android Study Jams. So give me a thumbs up if I am audible to all and my screen is visible. Hello. Can you guys just put a thumbs up or some message in a chat box so that I can proceed? Can anybody from team DSC put a message in a chat? So okay, I am able to see few messages from Jagdeep and Pavitra. So let's start. Welcome to Android Study Games, guys. I am Bhavesh, Android facilitator from Team DSC CIET, and will be taking you through the program and will be helping you to solve the queries and develop as much skills as required for this program and to complete this within the time. So all the best. So first of all, how are you guys doing? Everything? Oh, guys, sorry. I think there is a lag between my screens. Actually, some. Now is it visible? All thing fine? Okay, great. Hope everything will be fine at your end, and this pandemic have keep your guys safe. So, yes. So basically, what is the program? The program will is all about Android development with Kotlin, and it will be having two tracks new to programming. The ones who don't have any experience in Kotlin programming or any programming, this track is for themselves. And for track 2 we have prior programming experience for the ones who have any experience in any programming languages or in Kotlin. So basically this track is designed for those. So this is basically just a glimpse of the two tracks. We'll be sharing the links and all the things soon. So first of all, the first thing, I think there is a lag between my network. New to programming track, prior programming experience, some glimpses. So what you will get, because I personally think that some appreciations always lead to some great results and developments. So you guys will be getting a certificate of completion for the track 2. You will be getting some badges on the Google developer file, and if the things went right and you will be able to make the apps well with your creativity and all, so you may get a chance to get featured on Google's social media handles. That sounds good, isn't it? So I will try my best to grab some goodies from the team DSC or the authorities. Will try my best at my level, And if some of the goodies will be provided, I will definitely give it out to you. So this is the developer profile that will look like when you will earn some of the badges like this. तो मेरे को पर्सनली लगता है कि आप लोग भी यही सोच रहे होंगे, अभी मजा आएगा ना बेडू, कि नहीं? Isn't it sounds interesting? So you can visit this link, DSC Study Jams. Can anybody from the team put this link in the chat box? So I quickly gave a glimpse of the unit 1 and will directly jump to this site for a overview. So what you will be doing and all things. So this is the Android basics in Kotlin, the track 1 for those who don't have any experience or just wanted to start with the scratch. So this course is for them. These This unit comprises of 4 units. This track comprises of 4 units in it. Basically, it will lead you through what is app development, what is Android, what is Kotlin, how to use these all tools, Android Studio in developing an amazing app. So this is a pathway. In this, you will have some tutorials. The tutorials are not like video tutorials and anything. This is a self documentation, and you will be easy to get these things. Please let me know in the chat if I am going too slow or too fast, or if any of the difficulties you are facing right now. Can anybody just put a thumbs up or something else so that I can work accordingly and proceed further? No difficulties. Okay, cool. So in the end of the unit, uh, so basically a pathway, you will be getting some of the quizzes. So these quizzes are mandatory for completing that unit. So you have to complete that, pass that quiz for minimum marks and to achieve a badge on Google Developer Profile. So after the completion, you will get some of these badges on your Google Developer Profile. No worries, I will be taking you through the website and everything. Let's first of all start with some of DSC study jams. Mhm. Can just visit this link. It will directly lead you to the 2 tracks. This is the new to programming track, and this is prior programming track. Basically, I will just make you a walkthrough what the things are and all. So basically you just have to sign in with your personal account. I will recommend it to log in with personal account, because if you log in with it with the Chitkara ID or some professional IDs, it will ask you to take permissions from your organization. So personal recommendation would be to to start with your personal ID. So just uh, have you guys visited this link? Just let me know in the chat. Basically, you just have to start. Okay, I am able to see some messages from Jagreet and the team and Webhub. No issues. So these are the two units. Unit 1 will lead you from the scratch, really, literally just from scratch. So just go and explore. And these are the 4 pathways that I talked about. Oh, I have completed it before starting the session. So it's just by showing 100% completed. Proceed for explore. Then you will be able to see some these things. These are like these are the some of the videos by advocates and Google advocates. So then you have to just click over here, write your first programming Kotlin. It's basically an intro to basics of Kotlin. So take Code Lab. Yeah, there you find a step-by-step tutorial. So like before you begin these all these documentation things, it will make you aware about Android, all the stuff and all. So then you will be having a Kotlin playground. Don't worry about this all. We will cover it on in the later sessions as well. This is just a kickoff session. So taking a quick intro of what the platform and what we are supposed to do here. So just step-by-step tutorials. In every step, you will be heading towards your goal. Just do the things, understand the things, dealing with the errors, how to print more than messages, all. In the end, you will get a solution code. This is not mandatory to keep the things as same as this. It depends upon you how. This is the minimum solution code that is required. So after that, you will get some short notes as a summary to summarize the entire pathway. Then you will get some more resources, that's by Google or some Udacity or some other things. So in the last step of the pathway, some optional practices are there to make you peeps more understanding and all the things. Sudhir, actually the certificate will be provided only for the track 2, that is prior programming experience track. It depends upon you do track 1 or not, but you must complete track 2 for getting a certificate. So after completing the pathway, there you will get a quiz option. Take the quiz, just sample questions of what you have learned in the pathway, nothing more than that. Just to do anything what is a program, basic questions like the things, nothing more than that. And a great thing is that there is no limit for trying the quiz. You can attempt the quiz as many times you want. Just submit the answers by creating like I will solve this quiz for you. So what is a program? Can anyone judge? A series of instructions. Yes, Usaf, you can proceed with the track 1. You will be able to grasp the basics and all for the track 2. Okay, I can see answer from Jagrit. So which keyword? This is basically just specific to Kotlin. Is there any study jams for Flutter? Sudhir, we will be seeing no such jams are pre-planned for Flutter. So this is multiple choice and multiple answers can be correct. Choose as many answers as you see. So that prints a line of text, a main function. Uh, We'll let these are just you will be able to grasp these things after this session. I assure you. We'll be having some hands-on with the Kotlin right now as well. Each for 24. Take bottom. Candles. Each. Congrats. We scored 6 out of 6. So just visit next pathway, several pathway. In the second pathway, it will make you aware about what Android Studio is, how to install and download all the such things. Basically, Android Studio setting up is just an easy task, so nothing to worry it about. Just it is like a software that needs next install, okay, finish, this type of installation. So nothing more than that. So this is just the pathway. Unit 1 will lead you through some of the apps. These are the four pathways you have to complete. Then in this app, you will be building some app. In this, you will be building a basic layout for an app. And in this, you will be making the famous roller dice app. So this will be unit 1. And unit 2, you will be taking your app development to a little bit higher level with these two pathways. So basically, track 1 will be easy for a beginner. It is designed in a way that anybody can learn app development with basics of Kotlin from scratch. So no to worry, nothing to worry about. So in the prior programming experience track, you will be getting two things: start Kotlin cons and start course. Start Kotlin cons will basically lead the peeps who will be directly taking this track so that they can get familiarized with Kotlin syntax. Nothing more than that. This course is basically designed to keep it as simple as that so that beginner can do anything, just like anything. I will share an experience. I will going through the Medium articles on internet. There I saw a student learned app development and he developed an app and sold it for $500 on the Apple Play Store. So what after some days his app went popularized and more than 20 people downloaded his app. So getting some calculations and per app getting $500, he was able to manage near about $10,000 from an app. uh, I can see a question from Jagreet. What's the question? Is it better? We'll be telling the difference between Java and the Kotlin. So just wait, Jagreet will be sharing all the things soon. So here we are. Basically, I will make you aware what you guys will be getting after track 1 completion. You will be familiarized with Kotlin programming language, how to write in Kotlin and develop some awesome apps of basic level. So don't worry about. We will be learning together and making this program successful. Then you will be able to use Android Studio, the official tool to build Android apps by Google. You will be using various specifications of Android and developing your apps in the entire program on this tool. Then you will be able to run your app on an Android emulator, just a virtual device. If you guys are not having a physical Android devices or bit lazy, then you can run your apps on this Android emulator. But one drawback of Android emulator is that it has some system barriers. So, I will recommend to use a physical device along with an USB cable so that your system don't get stuck somewhere or get bit slow. So, my recommendation will be to use physical device. We will make you aware about all the things we will learn together. Then comes the crucial part of an app, user interface. It is the thing that interacts firstly with the user when it opens your app. Don't worry, you guys will be aware about all these things after the track one. So don't worry about. Don't take any tension or not. So then you will be able to understand in different layouts and views. These are the main two things the app comprises of. Basically, layout, you can say in layman terms that layouts are the backbones of your app and views are the building blocks of the layouts. So you will be able to differentiate between these two very soon. So these are the basically three types of different views on which your app generally rely upon. It's a text view, image view, and button. You basically have to develop the logic between these three views along with some logic to ensure what your app does. So you guys might be wondering that Bhavesh, you are talking about app development, app development. You don't tell about what Kotlin is. So is it the session going everything all right, or any issues faced till now? Please do let me know in the chat. Let's see, is Kotlin better than Java? Yeah, it will let you know. No issues. Okay, great. So, what is Kotlin? Kotlin was developed by JetBrains in 2010. It was basically JetBrains is the company behind IntelliJ IDEA. You guys, maybe the guys who are working on Java or started Java, they might be aware about that. So basically, it was open source in 2012 with 20 developers of Kotlin and more than 300 contributors from JetBrains. Since 2012, the community of Kotlin is increasing at a very rapid pace. Kotlin was declared as the official language for Android in 2017 by Google in its annual function of input output extended in 2017. So basically, a third language, Kotlin, was added with Java and C++. These are the two major benefits of Kotlin: easy to learn and less verbose than Java. You guys will be amazed to see that Kotlin can summarize 50 lines of Java code in 2 to 3 lines only. So you guys be wondering that we can do the same things with the Java. So why we should switch to Kotlin? And what is the major difference? These two figures. will summarize the difference between Java and Kotlin. Kotlin is being given a priority like from Google, and Java is something like that. On the other hand, you can see like Java is this type, and Kotlin is just an advanced version of this. Basically, the drawbacks of the Java like null safety. Null safety is a thing due to which your app may crash. If you are getting a single null pointer exception, the your app will crash. So to handle that exception, Kotlin provides some easier ways. And that's why Kotlin came into existence due to its lesser code, easy learning curve, and null safety overcome the Java. So let's do some hands-on with Kotlin. These are the learning objectives of today's session. We will be covering the basics of Kotlin programming languages, and we'll be giving some resources to continue the learning in Kotlin. Prerequisites. The only prerequisites are your desire to learn, computer and headphones. You are working on with them. Headphones are recommended so to avoid any disturbance to your fellow beings at the place where you are attending this lecture. And then the thing you all guys and actually me can't survive without internet connection. So right now visit Kotlin Playground where we will be doing some hands-on with Kotlin. Can anybody from the team share the link? Okay, let's start with Kotlin Playground. I will request Path or Yuvraj to share the link of documentation as well so that people can do the things with me. Okay, Parth, Parth, everything going all right now?
Yeah, share your screen.
Okay, okay, buddy. Can someone just let me know in the chat? Is everything all fine right now? I just closed the StreamYard tab and something that All fine. Okay, so we'll just move this code. This is just a basic starting of Kotlin. So, like, can people let me know how many of them are aware about Java? So, just put a message in chat. Are you guys aware of Java? Just let me know by typing yes or no. No worries if you guys are not much into Java or something. Nothing required as in depth of Java to learn Kotlin. So this is a main function that the driver or the JVM starts. JVM is a compiler. So compiler starts the compiling of the code from this main function. This keyword just define that main is a function, and this println will be printing the message you typed in. Will make you out. Just to comment this code out. Like you just have to type function main, just a pair of curly braces. This is basically a syntax. You guys will be familiar with all these things when you practice, or just do it twice or thrice. You will be all set for app development. So just type println hello guys and just press this run button. You will get the message printed on the screen. Hello guys. Will be proceeding. So this is the function that is essential for running a Kotlin code. You can say it is a driver of your Kotlin car. You can just open this Kotlin code documentation in another tab and start running things. This all written on the in the previous versions of Kotlin. You were guys having these parameters. These things are array strings were known as are known as parameters, but then the advanced versions, then 1.3, they removed these things to make it less verbose, to make this thing happen even in a smaller code. Switching on to variables, this is just a hello world program to make you peeps aware and that how short this code is. In Java, if you write the same code, you just have to write the import some packages like this. Then you have to print some public static void main, something like that. This, and then you have to basically to comment out the code. You just put double slash, uh, double slash like this. It will be commented. So if to print a single line, you guys have to write mm, system dot out dot println this much of code to just print this. Hello guys. So more than near about 4 lines were required in Java. This Kotlin summarizes the things in just 2 lines. Function main println. So guys, just run and you will be able to get this code. Moving further, If just sorry, I am having a bit of cough and cold. Like you might be aware about what variables are in any general language. So variables are just nothing like var x and 5 and ln x, expecting a top level function declaration. My mistake. In the other languages, like if prints function, it's prints 5. In the other languages, you must specify here like int if you want to declare it as a end, or double, something like that. Basically, these things is also in Kotlin, but it's optional. Whenever you assign this 5 to x, Kotlin automatically judges its type and assign it to x, and in the backend it just remembers that x must be initialized with a type int. Like if I try to assign x a string here, it will give something, an error, type mismatch, inferred type is string but int was expected. It's just saying that x was assigned a integer value during the declaration, so type of x is int, so you must specify int to a x, but you are specifying string here. If you forcibly want to assign a type to the variable, you can just put here int, so when you run it will work fine. So we are telling the compiler that x is of int type and store 5 into it. If I specify here string, it will be taking string. See, when I specify int here, it was not picking abc. When I specified string here, then it's taking. So Java make it Kotlin made this task easy for us to specifying the type declarations. That's not just enough. More things are coming. You might be aware about constant or constant values in Java, like that. So in Kotlin, constant is specified with val. Okay, whenever you specify val, println, it will work fine. And if I reassign x with some another value, it will give me an error because val can't be reassigned. In general language, val is immutable and var is mutable. That is, the value of the var can be changed and reassigned as many times as you want, but you can't reassign the value to a val type or val variable. That's the difference between val and var. Moving ahead, I will be covering the things you might require them in a app development. Will not entirely focus on Kotlin. So I am switching on loopings. For loopings, You guys have like if else statements in the other if else statements in the other languages as well. The same things are carried out in Kotlin. You just specify like where x equal to 10. If x greater than 12, then do this print x is greater than 12. Else you can print x is smaller than 12. The on This is the basic if else code. The difference comes like in the other languages we used to have switch statement for multiple cases or instances of if else. In this Kotlin we have a more efficient way of when method, like you declare a variable x, and don't worry, we will be sharing some resources or crash courses as well. So when x, just like switch cases, just specify here if x is greater than 10, then do this println x greater than 10. If x is less than 10, then just simply print ln x is less than 10. And like we have a default case in switch, in this we have a else case, then it will print invalid input, invalid number. Incompatible types boolean, nothing to worry. Okay, it's taking a boolean input. Let's just specify here if x is 10, not 10. It was taking a boolean input there, so it just print x is not 10. Moving to this is the documentation. You can refer to this documentation. A link has been posted and will again posted. Like instead of widely used switch statement, Kotlin provides a more flexible and clear construction. It can be used this and this. These are the instances. Like you have declared the main driver function of Kotlin language, and these are the different cases. We'll take to this zone. Nothing to worry about. This is a when statement. You will get everything in this documentation. Will let you know some how to declare a function. Like I just want to have a function that returns the greater of the two numbers. So just write a function as the keyword before defining a function, then greater. Then specify the variables that it will be taking, like it is taking as int variable y. I have just specified a function greater with two parameters as input, an x that is of type int and y of type int. Just write a driver code here. If x is greater than y, then you can print ln is greater. Don't miss this parenthesis. Oh, else ln y is greater. So I just specify here two variables where y is 10 and call this greater function with these two parameters x and y. Just run this function where on function parameter is not allowed, but on function, wait a bit, we'll resume this. Mhm. Doing some issues, functions, hide the functions, wait a bit. Okay, so you just don't have to specify the types, just proceed. And it is giving the output x is greater. You can comment out this code, directly pass these two numbers. This is the thing you all need about. So one thing more, you can make this code like returning some value. If it returns just boolean value, integer, let's return the integer, the bigger integer, just specify here after a colon that it will be returning an int as the value. So returning this value, just on x, return y, and wrap this function call inside a println statement, print statement. Just run this, like it's returning the greater number between 20 and 10, and you can make this code even smaller like this. You can basically assign values to functions as well. X, y, x, y. Time mismatch is boolean, but it was expected. Okay, like we will return, we will be assigning this x. It's just returning x. And can tell Flutter versus Kotlin in one sentence in chat. Kotlin is a language, Flutter is an SDK. That's nothing much more than that. You can assign some values. Like if I write here boolean, boolean, that we will try with some hands-on on this assigning function. Basically, we will rename this sum. It will be taking to make you people aware about the things like how assigning to a function works. So just write here x plus y. It will And don't forget to mention the type it will be returning, int x plus y. So it will return the summation of x plus y. So it should give a desired output of 30. Like in other languages, this thing is not possible, or maybe possible. I am not much aware about that. But assigning to functions is possible in Kotlin also. You can read the documentation here. Our team has already the link in that. Here is flutter controls. Declare. These all are things that are not required in much detail to start with Android development. So let's start with some loops, basic loops. It has the three basic loops like for, while, do while. Do while is same as, let's start with some for loop. You just have to write for I in one until, first make you aware about the documentation. Oops, oops. These are the loops. Like, ignore this statement right now. We are not working on this. For like cakes and cakes, we can come here. Leave that thing. This is the thing. We will comment out the entire code here. Like as I mentioned earlier, you can make changes in the code in the documentation and check it here itself without switching to any another tab or something else. You have basic general syntax of for loop like for I in 0 to 3. It's basically a range. To specify a range in Kotlin, just write it as 0 as the starting point of that range and two dots and mention the endpoint. So this loop will run from 0 to 3, both of inclusive. So when I run this loop, it will be like something. I can see a question from tech inventory. Yes, if you are not aware of Java or not familiar with Java, you can start with Kotlin. Kotlin is designed in a little bit easier way than Java. So you can just, coming back to the documentation, you can just print here the statements. These are the different ways of writing, and I will uncomment this code. What this loop will do, it will start the loop from 0 until 3. Specifies here that the loop should not go up to 3. It will just print 0 1 2, as you can see here, 0 1 2. These are the variations in the for loop. In this third type of for loop, what it's mentioning over here is that this loop will start from 2 and will go up to 8 with 8 as inclusive, and it will take a step of 2. What do you guys think this will print? Can someone just put down in the chat what this third kind of for loop will do? Just put in the chat. There's nobody interested over here. What to do? No worries. It will just print 2, 4, 6, 8. Basically, it will be skipping some of the values in between. Okay, Tanveer Kaur. Tanveer is correct. Usav, it will include 8. Like I have shown in this loop that if you want the end value to be exclusive, then you should write this loop in this form until 3. It's something like that. Just wait a bit. Wait a bit. I have to. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Is everything fine ना? डोंगल देखो पहले अंदर और मम्मी वाला फोन भी. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Some guests arrive. So we were here discussing the things. Sorry, guys. Just some guests arrive at my house right now, so I have to change my room. Is everything all fine? My screen and voice is audible or not? The Do let me know in the chat if I am not audible or something. Okay, I can see a message from Jagreet. Okay, so here this will be inclusive and this will be inclusive. The loop will start from 2 and will end at 8 with 8 as inclusive, and it will take a step of 2. When you run this, you will get 2 for. If uh, you might be wondering that what will was the step here. Here it was having a step of by default by 1. If you change this step by 3, it will print in this order 258. Skipping the two values in between, it will jump from 2 to 5, then 8. So this is a step by default. The step in the for statement is 1. So we'll move to a fourth kind. For you may guys have worked with the for loop in the reverse order as well, having the syntax to print the reverse order is this: I in 3 down to 0. What it will do, it will start from 3 and will go up to 0 and will print like 3210 in the reverse order. This is the I showed the variations in the for loop with int types. You can do the same thing with char. Don't worry if you are getting some doubts or something else. You can get itself cleared on this documentation. Ranges uh, huh. If you want, I will show a code to find a number like like I have to check that I have variable x as 5. If I want to check in which range does this number lies, I have just written if x is in, you have seen here, like x in 1 to range 5, start from 1 and end up at 5, both inclusive, then it should print that lies in the range of 1 to 5. Otherwise, you can write here it doesn't lies in the range of 1 to 5. Basically, we specified a range here starting from 1 ending at 5, both inclusive. So it will print it lies in the range of 1 to 5. If I change this syntax like something this x in 1 until 5, and somebody suggest me the output, what the output will be. This right, which statement will work? Is it if or else? Usav will be proceeding on this as well, but can just specify what will the output here, or which statement is going to be run? Is it of if or else? Doesn't like. Okay, that's cool. That implies that you guys are getting a little bit of what I am teaching. That sounds great to me. Equality checks are something. Uh, so basically, you might be aware of some sets and list, or you can take these sets as arrays for right now. For equality checks, it we have two types of equality checks with double equals to and triple equals to. What it will check with double equals to will that it will check only Shakespeare was present in authors. If it's present in writers and all the three are present in both, irrespective of order, it will return true. Let me show you. I comment out this line. Like it's printing true because it's checking that whether Shakespeare was present in writers, whether Hemingway was present in writers, whether Twain was present in writers, irrespective of their orders in which they are appearing. But if I use a triple equals to sign here, it will do a strong check whether the Shakespeare is matching with the same place on the writer's set or array, you can say. Like the Shakespeare was present at first position here and it's lying at the second position in writers. So it's not matching with the places of the both in these authors and writers. So it will print here false. Like if I run, it will be sharing, it will be writing false here. This is the thing. Like the I mentioned earlier, you can assign the values to the functions itself. Like it's finding the maximum between these two number, but it what we have written here is that max is a function which is returning a unit a or b and taking the parameters a and b as the input. So it will just print out maximum. Like it is the fact that we can't cover a language in a session of near about 1 hour. So you can refer to the same things with the documentation. One thing more, if you are getting any error, you can just paste your code here or do the code and directly share this code. You can share the code from the compiler window as well. Like it is a facility provided by JetBrains. Nothing to worry about. I recommend to read more about Kotlin from the documentation as well. Can somebody from the team again put the link of Kotlin? Okay. One crash course I have recommended of free code camp to make you peeps aware and get a little bit of Kotlin. Well, just take a overview of Kotlin. Nothing more than that is required. You will get to learn more things in the upcoming jam sessions as well. So no worries, and just have an idea of what a Kotlin is. You will be writing some logics in this, and heading towards the end, I will be sharing some of the resources, like some Kotlin basic courses will be released soon. It, these are some of the resources. I will share my PPT on Slack as well, so don't worry about. You can join this channel, our Slack channel, dedicated to the queries of Android study jams. We have put down the same link in the chat section as well. Just join this link and you can post your queries there also. So thanks for joining. I appreciate your patience and desire to learn, and we will be happy to have you in the upcoming sessions as well. I am here for 5 minutes more. If you guys are having any queries, you can just ask them right now or put in the Slack channel as well. Don't worry, all the resources will be shared in the Slack channel as well. So don't think that I missed out here. I will be sharing the resources there as well. But I suggest you to join the Slack channel and put down their queries there. You can connect us with any of the any of the social handles. We are available everywhere. DSC CIET as our handle. You can join the community of DSC at dsccommunity.dev/Chitkara University. You can follow us on Instagram with DSC CIET. You can join Slack community. All the links will be put down in the chat. So don't worry about. You can ask your queries if you have right now. If you will be having any queries in the future as well, just write down them in the Slack channel. We will be happy to have you all there as well. I assure you that I will reply within max of 1 hour of your query posted. So don't worry about that. And I will be sharing some resources for the upcoming sessions as well. But that will be prerequisites for the session one. So that's all from my side. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot for joining. पार्थ कर दे भाई